Okay, hi everyone, and today we are going to do a lesson on the near future tense in Spanish and how to form it and how to use it. So, to start, what is the near future tense? And it's used to describe something that will happen in the future. And like the name says, it could happen soon, but it doesn't have to happen soon. For example, it can happen in tomorrow, or you can talk about something that's going to happen in 10 years. So basically, it's just a more simple and basic way of using the future tense without using the harder conjugations. So it's good for beginners. So in English, it could be described as going to. So here are some examples in English. I am going to eat lunch with him, and we are going to study tomorrow. So you can see that it's implying an action that's in the future. In the first one, you're going to eat lunch. That's going to happen in the future. And you're saying going to. And in the second one, you're going to study in the future, and you are using going to. And it's important to note that the thing that's saying that you're doing it in the future is going to. So that's really important in the thing. So I'm going to eat lunch with him in Spanish translates to voy a comer el almuerzo con él. But how do we get this? So the way to form this tense, or the structure of the sentence of how to say, how to get from this to this, is using this over here. So first, you always start with the subject. Then you do the ear conjugation based on the subject. You need an a, and then the infinitive of the action that you're going to do in the future. So this is kind of confusing, but we're going to do some examples and you can see through. So basically, you have the subject. You conjugate the ear, which means to go, based on the subject. You put an a, which means to in Spanish. And then you use the infinitive of what you're going to say. So, unos ejemplos. We are going to study. So, according to this, we start with the subject. And we is nosotros, or nosotras if it's all girls, are going to. So this, we have to conjugate the verb to go, or ir in Spanish, according to what the subject is. So the subject is nosotros, right? So the way to say we are going in Spanish is nosotros vamos. And here is a chart of the conjugation. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, which they use in Spain, and ellos van. So, nosotros vamos. So we got this. And according to the original chart, you need to put an a. So, nosotros vamos a. And then the way to say to study in Spanish is estudiar. And notice how we are not going to conjugate to study. As in, we're not saying estudiamos, we're just saying nosotros vamos a estudiar. So the only thing we're conjugating or changing the ending is of the go. We're only changing this. Estudiar stays the same. Okay? And estudiar is the thing that's going to happen in the future. So let's try another one. You, in the informal, are going to sleep a lot. So what is the subject? The subject is you, so tú, and you're not saying usted because tú is for informal situations, are going. So you just have to say tú conjugated for ir, which is, according to the chart over here, tú vas. So tú vas, going to, and you always need to put the a. This is really important. Never forget that. Tú vas a. And then what is the verb? What action are you doing? To sleep a lot. So dormir is how you say to sleep. And a lot is mucho. So tú vas a dormir mucho. Again, like all of these examples, you conjugate the tú vas. This is always conjugated. You always have the a, and you always keep this unconjugated. Whatever you are going to do in the future stays unconjugated in the infinitive. This is very important. Don't forget. So, another one. We are not going to go later. So, yeah, we, like before, nosotros, are not going to go later. So, like in normal verbs, when you're saying you're not going to do something, when you have the not, it negates the verb. So, you place the no before the vas. So, Nosotros, or the before the ir verb. So nosotros no, we are going is vamos. Nosotros no vamos. Right? Get it? You have this is based on you conjugate vamos and then you just put the no in front of it. And then you always don't forget, you always put the a. Nosotros vamos a go later. And the way you say go is ir, as you already know. And later is más tarde. So we are not going later. Nosotros no vamos a ir más tarde. Ir, don't be confused if you have ir again. That's just the verb. That's just what you're going to do later because you're going to go. And again, you just always conjugate the beginning verb. You always conjugate the first one, but the second one stays the same. Whatever you're doing in the future stays the same. And last one. Are you going to drink water? That's the question. And you can try forming this by yourself and just pause the video and then I'll give you the answer. Okay? So pause. Okay, assuming that you did it and you didn't just sit here, let's go over it. So are you going to drink water? You just say, are you going is vas a. You always have the a, remember? Drink, tomar agua. ¿Vas a tomar agua? Question, right? And then, right? And then if you want to say, yes, I am going to drink water, you say, sí. Voy a tomar agua. It stays the same. Don't change it up and be crazy. Yeah, like that, right? And that's basically it. Summarize, the near future is saying going to. You always have the subject, or you don't have to, but you always have the subject. You conjugate to go, and then you always have the a, and then you keep the infinitive the same, and the infinitive is the action that you're going to do. Okay? Hopefully this video helped you, and here are just some useful vocabulary for future words, such as like tomorrow, next week, and you can use this all with that. So here you said, are you going to sleep a lot? You can say, tú vas a dormir mucho. And you can say, tomorrow, tú vas a dormir mucho mañana. Or tú vas a dormir mucho en el próximo mes, in next month. Or even, tú vas a dormir mucho en el próximo año, in next year. These are just useful words that can help you make your Spanish better and help you get more complex sentences than just saying that. So yeah, hopefully this video helped you. And thanks for watching.